Good week, everyone. See you next time.
My family and I are here. This is my wife, Margaret, my daughter, Claire, and my son, Patrick, and we are so honored and humbled to be with all of you. We have never been to Franciscan University before this week, and we have heard so many wonderful things, and everywhere I go around the country as I travel to visit 40 Days for Life locations, I see the influence of your campus all over the world. I meet people who have graduated from Franciscan, those who have been touched by the ministries of Franciscan, and I've heard amazing stories about what you do here every Saturday morning. And we just wanted to come out and just thank you in person and tell you that what you're doing is making an enormous difference. You're an inspiration to us, and hopefully your example will rub off a little bit on our family a little bit. And I know that sometimes when you come out here, I've spent so many hours in front of abortion facilities wondering, is it really making a difference? Is God hearing our prayers? Is it helping to save lives? And I know there are times where probably you go an entire Saturday and you just don't know. But your prayers literally are being lifted up with those of people all around the world, not only during 40 Days for Life campaigns, but people who are faithfully going out in front of abortion facilities every day of the week, all around the nation and around the world. I'm reminded of a good friend of ours named Pat Caraway back in Texas, and Pat was the first person I ever met who I understood the power of coming out here and just praying. He's an evangelical Christian, and one day he was praying outside of the Planned Parenthood facility in the town where we used to live in Texas, just by himself. Nobody else was there. It was abortion day. He had his head bowed in prayer, and a woman was coming down the street. She put on her turn signal to go into the Planned Parenthood abortion facility, and she saw Pat praying there. His eyes closed, just praying. And she turned off her turn signal, she turned around her car, and she went back up the road. Pat never knew this. She went into the local pregnancy center, and she said, I can't go through with that. That man down there praying, that could change my mind. And when she shared that with the people at the pregnancy center, they then went back and told Pat, because of your prayers, that baby's alive today, that mother was spared from a lifetime of regrets. Pat was able to find out that his 1 hour that day bore the fruit of a life saved, and perhaps even an eternal soul that was forever impacted. We never know. Many of us come out here and do hour after hour, and we never know. But God does hear your prayers. He is answering those prayers. He is saving lives. And even with the 40 Days for Life, we're on day 32, and the 478 lives that we know of that have been saved, I'm sure that's just a small fraction, just at the 258 cities that are currently doing a 40 Days for Life campaign, and that certainly doesn't count places like this that are not doing a 40 Days for Life campaign, but where other faithful people are coming out to pray in the Sidewalk Council. Just yesterday in Pittsburgh, as we were outside of the Planned Parenthood, a lady came up, her name was Shannon, and she came up and said, I just had to thank all of the people who've been out here, because over about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, she was going to that facility. Her life was messed up on drugs. She saw the people outside, and she said, no, they're going to help me. They're going to try to convince me not to do this. She tried to avoid them. She went to her job around the corner at a restaurant, and some of the prayer volunteers came in there, and it was just like, to her, she said, it was like a sign from God. And so she ended up accepting the help that they offered her, and today her son is 14 months old, and she said because of her son, she's gotten off of drugs, she's gotten her whole life turned around, and she said because of all of you who are out here praying, that's why he's alive today. So my encouragement to you is, when I was your age, when I was in college, I have to admit, I didn't do what you're doing. I didn't even know about what was going on. I wasn't involved in the pro-life movement. And so you were light years ahead of where we were as college students. But when you have to wake up and go to 6 a.m. Mass and come all the way over here to Pittsburgh and it's snowing or it's raining or it's hot, just know that what you're doing is making an enormous difference. It is helping to save lives. It is helping to change hearts and minds. And literally, you're having an impact on eternal souls that will be appreciating what you have done for all eternity. So keep up the great work. We're looking forward to anybody who can come tonight to the gathering at the chapel, the Christ the King Chapel on campus. Hope to see many of you there. But just know that you're an inspiration to us, and we are so honored and humbled to stand with you here this morning. So keep up the great work. Godspeed. God bless you. Thank you so much.
I have one thing to add on to David's brother. As you were saying, like, a lot of times we don't see the fruit, and it can be really discouraging. But there are some days when the Lord allows us to see the fruit. And so today, a woman just walked out, a girl, and I went and talked to her, and I started explaining, like, post-abortion health and all of this, and she just looked at me and smiled, and she's like, I didn't have the abortion. And really happy about it, but we definitely have to keep thankful that he continues to have the church and keep doing that.